St. Paul's Supermarket in St. Paul, Kansas stands out as a successful city-owned grocery store. Just 10 miles away, Erie Market offers a stark contrast, having closed its doors after several consecutive years of losses.
A signpost in the dust, a town of 1,000 people told they could beat the market by becoming the market. They called it the Erie Market, and they promised lower prices and a community win. But in this landscape, the math always tells a different story. Tonight, we leave the skyscrapers behind and head to the heartland to find a warning buried in the quiet, empty aisles of a Kansas Mirage, a place where the city hall tried to sell groceries and ended up selling out the taxpayers. Tread lightly among the shadows of the heartland, where the ledger is red and the shelves are bare. You have just crossed the county line. The location is Erie, Kansas, somewhere in the middle of the Mamdani Zone. You are witnessing an autopsy of a dream that died before the first bag of milk was ever scanned.
My name is Mayor Butch Clingenberg, Erie, Kansas. We are a town of about 960 to 1,000 in town. In 2020, we purchased the Erie Market grocery store in Erie, Kansas, and we had one profitable month. And then after that, we were bleeding. We made no profit. And this went on clear through 2024, and we had to lease it out. Lease it out or close it.
Mayor Butch Clingenberg told the town that to break even, the average customer needed to spend $50 a month. The actual average was $14. People were coming in for a gallon of milk and then driving 15 miles to the nearest corporate giant to do their real shopping.
Municipal grocery stores, I proposed a pilot, one in each borough, that's 5 in total, at a total cost of $60 million, less than half of what the city's already set to spend on subsidizing corporate supermarkets at a cost of $140 million.
The city clerk admitted the store was devouring funds faster than a monster with a plate of cookies, losing $132,000 a year, a massive hit for a town of only 1,000 souls.
Many skeptics doubt that city-owned grocery stores could succeed in a big city like New York. CNBC visited 2 smaller cities in Kansas to find out how the model works and whether it could be replicated in larger cities. With a city-owned grocery store, the city funds and manages them. They are often located in public buildings and frequently staffed by municipal employees. Many of these stores also benefit from tax exemptions such as property taxes, which could help reduce overhead costs. St. Paul's Supermarket is also able to reduce operational costs as it doesn't have to pay rent or property taxes.
The operating cost is about $500,000 a year. The couple that were running the store in 2013 were ready to retire, and the city decided they had to keep the store open, so they decided to purchase it and run it. In 2013, when the city took over, we really had to look at our inventory. We had to cut waste. There was things that sold better that we bring in. We did not have items that didn't sell, so we really cut a lot of items.
This local challenge reflects a broader national issue. An estimated 53.6 million Americans, or 17.4% of the population, live in low-income areas where many residents are far from a grocery store, more than half a mile in urban areas and over 10 miles in rural areas.
City-run grocery stores are really an important concept. They step in to fill a healthy food access void. And instead of being accountable to shareholders, these grocery stores are first and foremost accountable to their community, often trying to just reach break even, cover operating costs, and be able to pass on those savings to their customers.
I think city-funded grocery stores are a good idea where they are needed. We have a small town. It was a necessity for us.
Since these stores don't have to pay rent and are often tax incentivized, they may have a better chance of succeeding. Yet this advantage didn't help Erie Market in Kansas. Last year, the city had to lease its store to a private entity due to financial struggles.
Grocery stores, it's a business. Whether you own it or the city owns it, it doesn't matter. If you do not have them pay taxes, and we're zero tax on food now in our grocery stores, that still didn't help us. Zero rent doesn't help us. The city to lease it out was simple. City council, when they bought this store, they really didn't think about the fact that they're going to have to pay city wages, have to pay retirement, sick leave, maternity leave, so many things that the municipalities have got. And just look at the shoplifting. You know you're going to have it. That's another loss. You can't do anything about it. You got to replace those groceries in order to sell them.
They tried to save the dream by tacking an extra $100 charge onto every utility bill in town, just to keep the lights on in a store that could not sell a tomato at a profit. This was not a grocery store. It was a taxpayer-funded museum of failed ideas.
Other city-owned grocery stores have met the same fate as Erie markets. Caney Grocery, located about 70 miles from Erie Market, hasn't been profitable, according to Mayor Josh Elliott, which is why the city is trying to sell it. In 2024, Baldwin Market in Baldwin, Florida, closed its doors due to low customer turnout, according to the Florida Times Union.
Municipalities aren't designed to run a grocery store. It's pretty obvious, folks, that if you're going to run a grocery store, that's what you need to be coming from, somebody that ran grocery stores. Cities don't know how to run grocery stores, period.
City-run grocery stores, it's a challenging enterprise. The grocery business is challenging. Grocery stores are already operating on tight profit margins, 2 to 3%. So even striving for break-even will only pass along so much savings to consumers. And large corporate retail chains benefit from economies of scale that can be near impossible for these city-run grocery stores or individual grocers to achieve.
Consumers living in U.S. urban areas have been affected by the rise in grocery prices. Over the past 40 years, prices have tripled, putting a strain on household budgets. To put it another way, what $1 could buy in groceries in 1985 will cost more than $3 in 2025. Zohran Mamdani is advocating for city-owned grocery stores to make food more affordable, and the idea is gaining traction. A March 2025 survey of 854 likely New York City voters found that 2/3 support the creation of municipal grocery stores.
These stores will operate without a profit motive or having to pay property taxes or rent, and will pass on those savings to you.
However, critics of Mamdani, like John Catsimatidis, CEO of New York-based supermarket chain Gristedes and D'Agostino and supporter of President Trump, don't think it will work. Catsimatidis, who is threatening to close the chain if Mamdani is elected New York City mayor, says there are so many variables involved in running a grocery store in a city.
Almost every grocery store works on a profit margin of 1%, 2%. So everything else is the same. If everything else is the same, if you cut our rent, if you cut our electric costs, then we could sell for the same prices that Mr. Zohran wants to sell for. The only differential is if we're making 2%, and he doesn't want to make it, that's not going to change the prices of the product. People are union workers. They deserve to work. They deserve to get paid. They deserve to be treated with respect. And Mr. Zohran, I don't think he knows anything about that. He has a great smile and a great gift of talking, but no clue about what the real world is all about.
Do you not need the support of a billionaire businessman like John Catsimatidis?
I don't know if I need his support specifically, but I want to make clear that my vision for this city is a vision for every single New Yorker, including business leaders across the city. And the reason I say that is that my proposals, even the ones to increase the top corporate tax rate of New York to match that of New Jersey, are ones that would also benefit those business leaders. Because when I have conversations with them, what I also hear, just how expensive this city is preventing them from attracting and retaining the talent they need to grow their business.
The population size of huge cities like New York could present an opportunity or a challenge. St. Paul Supermarket operates successfully in a town of fewer than 700 residents, while New York City boasts an estimated population of over 8.4 million.
I think the bigger city would have a lot more difficulty running a grocery store than our smaller community. Everyone knows everyone here. It's easier for us to get help. I think the bigger city would have more trouble running a grocery store.
There are some challenges that we have seen in the rural city-owned grocery stores because of the small population and because of the more complex retail operations and supply chain in a rural area.
Now enter the Oval Office. President Trump, a man who speaks the blunt dialect of common sense, is not stopping the clock. He is letting it tick. During his meeting with the mayor-elect, he did not need to argue the ideology. He simply pointed to the receipts. He knows that when you replace an entrepreneur with a bureaucrat, you do not get lower prices. You get a breadline wrapped in red tape.
Smaller local business owners also oppose the idea of city-owned groceries. Fernando Mateo, spokesperson for United Bodegas of America, argues they can't match the prices of the proposed city-owned grocery stores and risk being pushed out of the market.
How are you going to try to come in and disrupt our livelihood? It's not going to happen.
The concern is that city-run grocery stores and being able to put healthy foods at affordable prices could threaten the existing businesses in New York City.
The situation now echoes in the 5 boroughs where they want to scale this failure up to the size of Manhattan. They want to take millions in tax breaks away from the bodegas and private markets, the people who actually know how to run a business, and dump it into a pilot program that has failed in every single town that tried. It is a lesson in economics taught in the hard classroom of the human condition. A case file marked closed, yet the ink is still wet on the page. Capitalism remains the only engine discovered by man that can actually put food on the table. For the truth is found only by those willing to listen. Before the curtain falls on this theater of the absurd, look once more to the signpost above. That is where our next journey into the abyss will commence. I will be there with you to see it through. The place is Erie, Kansas, in a never-ending adventure of the Mamdani Zone.